We are recording. Steve.
Hi, Becky. Good morning. How are you? What if Chelsea Gray returns to the floor? What's a realistic expectation from you on her play? Does it need to be a gradual build-up? That seems to be a common sense thing, but could she try to maybe force her skill set back to where it was before she got hurt, rather than give herself time? Is that a concern of yours?
We like common sense. Common sense seems to make sense most of the time. No, I mean there's a certain way you have to get a player back out on the court, a return to play type of ramp up. You don't just throw somebody out there and expect them to go play in a professional basketball game without doing the proper work and taking the proper steps. That being said, Chelsea will translate for a long time, whether she's absolutely 100% or not, because she beat you with her brain. So it's not like she's been relying on her athleticism or some other factor for her success. She's incredibly smart, and she's never been overly quick. She just knows how to play basketball, understands angles, and so she'll always be efficient.
So let's just remove the elephant from the room. She was questionable last game. She was around the corner after last game. What is she playing today?
What does it say she is? Questionable.
Oh, Becky.
Yeah, this is not, I get the question every day. When you see her, you see her. She's getting close, I'll say that.
To that end, she has been such a big voice. Does that in some ways make it, whenever she does come back, just Chelsea's presence is enough that it's not like it's throwing a new person in the lineup quite as much as it might be for a different type of player?
Right, we're trying to get ourselves right before she comes back, because quite frankly, the stuff that I figure are some of our problems, she can't fix because it's internal, it's individual. So, let's get our house in order before she comes back, and we'll just make it, that much easier. But her presence, her joy is contagious. And bottom line, man, she's fun to play with. Like, you want to play with people that can pass the ball and reward you for making cuts and playing the right way. And I think our defense has been so bad, we've been forced to play half court offense, which is really tough without a true point guard. Yes, KP's been doing a great job. Yes, Jackie's been doing a great job, but they're really out of position for a large part of the game. So it's actually quite incredible we've been scoring the ball in the way we have, considering we haven't gotten a lot of easy ones in transition or just in that early offense flow type of style.
We already asked Chelsea Gray, questionable still, not giving up any more information than that. So if you have a non-Chelsea Gray question. Okay. Wanted to check.
Do you have a question?
No, I don't.
Okay. Matthew?
Good morning, Becky. I wanted to ask, the 3-point defense has not been great to start the season. And if you go back to your first year, you also weren't great guarding the 3. And I'm wondering if you've seen some sort of relationship there, if there's something that you can point to from your first year and this year that would correlate as to why in these 2 seasons you've struggled, at least early on this year, and it looked like early on your first season in guarding the 3-point line.
I mean, there's other things that are a priority to us. Obviously, I'm just hoping we can get up to a C. Can we just get a C at the line? I don't need an A+, but can we get a C? Because right now we've been an F guarding the 3-point line. That being said, the shooting all around the league, I think there's a lot more volume. But if you just look at shooting percentages and then what people shoot against us, I think some of it is we get everyone's best shot, which is fine. But just defensively, you have to take something away, and just how we're orchestrated in our schemes and stuff, and where we're trying to push the ball and force the ball into certain areas of the floor, you might give up some threes. That being said, the the rhythm catch and shoot threes are the ones that tick me off. A lot of times they're getting them in transition. We give up 2, maybe 3 off of offensive rebounds. Like those are just backbreakers. That drive a coach crazy. So consider me crazy because
I'm gonna go to Jackie really quick and then back to Mike.
Hi, Becky. Thanks for taking the time this morning. I just wanted to expand upon Matthew's question if I could. And I'm just curious, what would you say are the main attributes or tenets of the top defenses in this league? Like, what does your group have to do in order to, I guess, get back to being one of the top defenses in this league?
I think it's mostly try hard. They gotta try hard every time. When teams are going 110% at us offensively and we're cruising along at the speed limit, 65, just the forces don't match up. You gotta match their energy and emotion and desire to beat you. You have to match that defensively, and it starts individually. There's 4 or 5 things that little things, that are the difference between being a good basketball team and a bad basketball team on the defensive end. And I've not been pleased with it, period, point blank. And the things that I'm asking them to do and that we've done somewhat in the past have not been done. So if we want to continue to give up 100 points almost every game, then we'll continue to struggle. But I know they still have it in it. There's nothing new that I'm asking them to do. They know the deal, and now it's just out there executing. And again, to me, defense is 95% effort and try hard. That's it. Try hard. And we're getting there. We just haven't put 40 minutes together of a great defensive effort yet.
Thank you.
Back to Mike.
Becky, forgive me, you might have answered this after the other night, but I think you talked to Pop a little bit. I just wonder if you could say maybe what you guys talked about a little bit after the quote unquote losing streak. And then also you played in New York more than anybody last year. How did they look different, the same than last year?
Well, obviously no Sloot, that's a big difference. She's kind of been in and out. So that's tough. Playing without a point guard is tough. I mean, at times they got Lady out there running the point. I mean, so it's point guard by committee, right? Saab is, I mean, I wish I would call her a point guard. She kind of converted herself into a 2-guard into the league, but she naturally fits and slides right over to that point guard position. But their depth, they're longer. They went and got some perimeter defenders. You look at their starting 5 and I'm like, well, they're bigger and we're faster, so we'll see what wins.
Did he say anything in particular to you or?
He said, well, it's funny because we always had an ongoing joke, like in San Antonio, when we would lose, nobody would text, nobody would call. So he said, I picked up the phone, he's like, hi, how you doing? Calling to make you laugh because I know nobody's calling. You're right. Now and then we just talked, just some different ways, different buttons to push. And he's always phone call away, I know.
Final question to Willie.
I'm just curious. Did you need that when you said to me?
Yeah, he made me laugh. Mission accomplished. He said but it was kind of funny because it's not funny, but it's funny because it's true.
Yeah.
Nobody calls you when you're like sucking
Right.
and doing terrible. So that was the only point of his phone call, I think. And then just to kind of check on where I was mentally.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.